Once I'm in there, I'm fine. But the first like minute and a half, oh, when you don't do it as regularly, it's tough. And you're like, I'm gonna die. Don't pass out in the water and drown.
It's feeding time. Feeding time, brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition's Shell Shock Weight Management Formula, our #1 bestseller, 5-star review, $140 worth of ingredients for $34.99. Get yours today on Amazon and feedmemore.com. Feed me more.
Yo, welcome to Feeding Time. The big guy Ryback. Back again, Casa de la Big Guy Sin City. Thank you, mi amigos and amigas, for joining me for another Feeding Time. Today I've got Davy's. It's a bar downtown in Vegas, and they have a vegan menu as well. So I've got a vegan black bean burger, and it comes with chips and a pickle. This is full vegan here, everything from the bun and the condiments, and we'll take a look. Tomato, onions, the black bean burger. You guys want to see a lot of people. The onions, the tomato, pickles, lettuce, and I believe there's a vegan sauce on there, they said. I'm not sure exactly what it was. We'll find out. Got also an order of chips and salsa. I've got 3 different salsas, a red, a green, and it looks like a guacamole salsa, which is one of my favorites. So that was a pleasant surprise to see in there. Hey, little guy, hold on, buddy. And then we've got a vegan hot dog as well, loaded on there with condiments. I don't really know. It looks like onions. There's a sauce, lettuce, pickles, or lettuce relish, the vegan dog, and more chips and a pickle in there. So just more and more places here. This is downtown near Fremont, where you can get vegan options. So let's dig in. It's feeding time. I've got to do a big workout. It's my carb and wine day. So big carb day today. Very low carb, 6 days a week. Very low. We're going hard. I'm freaking jacked right now. Like if I had to do these naked, I think there'd be a lot of happy people. Just saying. Yeah, you might not be one of them, but there'd be a lot of happy people. Probably do record views. Amazing views. Shut the F up and do the food review. Little guy's over here looking at me. All right, let's start in with the, we're going to save the, hey buddy, give me on the camera. I'm going to eat, I'm hungry. People like it when you make little cameos, you'll kiss. When do you do that? You give me kisses all the time, and then you get on camera and you act like a little stubborn. Oh, I'm tough. I'm Ryback's dog, I got to be tough. You're allowed to show love and compassion. That's part of being human, little guy. You're allowed, you could be a ruthless killing machine when the time comes, when you have to turn it on. But outside of that, you don't have to always have that tough guy image. The people, you can be yourself, you can laugh, you can be funny, you can be sarcastic. That's what so many people are afraid to be themselves. You know, but when it's time to meat hook and shell shock a bitch, you do it. Okay? Okay. Good boy. Life lessons with the big guy and the little guy. Chip. This is all he cares about. Cue Sophie. Come here, Sophie. Up, Sophie. Show your face. Sophie, up. Get down. Let Sophie up. Come here. Sophie, up. Come on. People want to get this going. Up. Come on, my angel. Hi, guys. Oh, I love you, Chip. Okay. I'll give you guys more in a little bit. They've already gone for their car ride and been taking them to the park. I take Sophie. I have a special spot. I walk them around where there's not a lot of other people or dogs, and Sophie is going on walks for the first time in years. She's doing really good. Oh. My bite mark. That's a good hot dog. I'm not going to eat a lot of the potato chips. Believe it or not, I'm not a big potato chip guy. I never have been. Don't get me wrong, I've eaten chips in my life. I'm well known for being the chip guy. It happened again at the gym the other day. A kid freaked out and goes, "Oh my God, you're the chip guy." I go, "Yeah. It is what it is." But I'm not a big chip lover. So I don't hate them. I don't have chips. My dad, Roger Dodger, he loves those barbecue masterpiece chips. He always has them on top of his fridge. Don't get me wrong, I've had them in the past when I was younger, but I don't buy them. I don't never have them in my house. The chips I did that chip video was sent to me as a gift from a nice person in Canada. Sent me a box of Canadian snacks. It was the only reason I had the chips in my house. And I go, I'll do a video. Little did I know that video would end up being what it was. An ASMR masterpiece. My legend will live forever in the ASMR community. Had to get my pool fixed. I got a pool, you know they're expensive. Expensive to get done, expensive to keep up. The motor was really loud the last few weeks. Not right now, bud. In a minute, be respectful. So I had to order a new motor and have them put it in. It was really loud. The other one lasted about 8 years, so. And then I have an in-ground cleaning system. That's been out before, it's out again. So I had to order new pieces and they got to pay them to fix it. But I went and did I jumped in the pool for about 10 minutes today. Here, Sophie. It's freezing cold. Then did the hot tub. Try to do that a couple times a week. So good for you. But it was cold. I hadn't done it. I don't do it as much as I used to. I used to do it like 4 or 5 times a week. Once I'm in there, I'm fine. But the first minute and a half, when you don't do it as regularly, it's tough. And you're like, I'm gonna die. Don't pass out in the water and drown. All right, moving on to the black bean burger. Love you, buddy. This bun this is the big boy. I need more information. Not bad. Good sauce. I just noticed, I saw on TikTok there was a guy, it popped up on my For Your Page deal, random things. I get shown some crazy things on there. I guess he was did food reviews and did things on TikTok. I'm sure he probably had a YouTube. I just know he was pretty popular. He had about 1.7 million followers on TikTok. I think he was only 33, died of a heart attack or cardiac event in his sleep. But he did a lot of unhealthy things. And I don't know the guy, but it looked like he did a lot of unhealthy things from everything that I saw on there. Which I've talked about on this channel, which is what I never wanted to go down that path. And get stuck doing that. And positive thoughts and prayers to his family and friends. And it's just unfortunate at such a young age, any age, to go with that. But it's like it's why I'm doing the plant-based stuff, and I work out like crazy. A lot of cardio, and this is, like I said, you'd be bored with what I ate 6 days a week. Like it's repetitive, it's the same. A lot of vegetables. It's very, very clean and efficient. And then my 1 carb day is clean. Like I've had all my meals today will be clean, with the exception, this is my cheat meal. And I'll do a little bit of wine later on before I do a 24-hour fast. And that resets my body. But you see it on the channels with people. They do some crazy things. It's those big power lifters. Those guys, the world's strongest men guys. I'm telling you, it's dangerous, dangerous game doing the massive calories and the videos. Because what happens is, and it gets views. I can get a lot more views even with everything going on if I did all the popular food items, not plant-based, which you would think I didn't think it would be that big of a hit, but I do think for whatever reason, clearly my videos away from vegan were way more popular, but it's not true to who I am now, so I don't stray away from that. But when you're doing things and eating a lot of the unhealthy things and a lot of processed foods and animal products and mass amounts, massive calories, 15, 20,000 calories all the time, and doing it's those guys, you get used to that money coming in and the views. And so they just say it's a winning formula, right? So they just keep doing it. The problem is that time adds up. It takes a toll on your body, and our health is nothing to play with. And I've been fortunate enough to learn that many, many years ago. Once it's gone, it's gone. This is very good. Chip. Love you guys. So I'll share this with you guys. I made a call. So upsetting on so many ways, and I like to share this with you so you can see. Just a small glimpse of kind of what I deal with and why there's a portion of like the wrestling fans that hate me and that don't know me, and then those that follow me and know me, and it's not that. There was a thing I saw on Twitter with Ricky Starks, who I did the local thing with many years ago with the slap the tuna fish, and when I was doing bully Ryback and put him through a table, and he was awesome. I saw there was an interview with him, which they title it even like Bizarre Backstage Incident with Ricky Starks discusses bizarre backstage incident with Ryback or whatever it was. Like bizarre, but clickbait, whatever, that's what they do. And it was from, I'm not even gonna say the site and the people, I'm just done. I've had them blocked now for quite some time because they're no different than a lot of the others. And which is disappointing. I used to do the show with the guy, but it is what it is. Where one of the, they do the interview with Ricky, and Ricky just talks about the incident in WWE, paid for all his clothing, anything that got messed up, and how I was very thankful with him that as I was and always was and always will be with anybody I work with and those local talents, and talked about it countless times on here. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I was really hurt, I was at the gym at LVAC, the gym, one of the gyms I shoot up to that's not far from me. And Ricky was in there. I hadn't seen him since we did the local thing, or if he was a local, maybe at some other things after. I hadn't seen him in a long time. And this is before AEW, anything. I guess he was in town. And I live away from everything, so this gym isn't like in the city. So for anyone to be up here, I think it was like Thanksgiving or it was something family related, and they were up in this way. But he came up to me, and I recognized him. And we talked for a bit. And he said he had a tryout coming in, I think for WWE at the time. And he asked me for any advice, and I shared with him some things. And I remember specifically telling him about conditioning and keeping a positive attitude, but conditioning, because I know what they do at the tryouts, because I'd experienced and been in the system through Deep South Wrestling on. And I know I've seen what they did to people on the tryouts, and conditioning is one of the most important things, where burpees and things of that nature, and what I was telling him, because they try to tire you out, and they give you the jelly legs and fatigue you, and they can see who wants it bad enough. And part of wanting something is doing in the preparation and the work that you do to get ready for that. And so I explained to him, I go, your conditioning needs to be the number one thing going into that, because the other things won't matter if you don't have your conditioning. And I go, that's what burpees. And I told him my routine I did. And I always stayed in shape. If I do 100 burpees in under 10 minutes, I know I could do any match, get my recovery, because burpees will fatigue your entire body. And like I'm doing them again now and working my way back up, because I hadn't done them for quite a while with my shoulder. And I mean, everything from your core. If your core is not in shape, burpees, you'll start cramping in your stomach, which I've had when I used to be able to bust out hundreds of them and be completely fine. And when you don't do them for a while, the first 30, 40, 50, you're starting to cramp up a little because your body's not used to this. And so you just keep adding on to this and doing it. But I told him, I go, burpees and that and conditioning, I go, because if you can get past the conditioning aspect, then you can handle all the other aspects. Like you're going to at least be mentally, give yourself a chance, and you'll be well ahead of a lot of the other people. And it was a pleasant conversation as always. And then he went on, and he's done awesome, right? Doing great. Very happy for him. These are damn good. But that was that interaction was what the interview, what he brought up and talked about, and how I thanked him again when I saw him for the event. And I did. I'm always very thankful. People that it's physical acting, and I go, oh, I want to see. Click on it. And it's a very positive thing, positive interaction, and I just, because I'm used to dealing with this, I go, I'm going to click and see what they write, and sure enough, it starts off with Ryback, who has a bad reputation for his controversial and often strange tweets, blah blah blah. All on his own doing, before they even talk about the positive piece. So, and why that is done, just so you're aware, is it paints who they want in a negative light, so people instantly have a dislike for that person, which that person being me for that, when it had nothing. Now, if it's a hit piece and there's something else going on that's negative, and you're trying to build up the negative credibility, as horrible as that is, at least that makes more sense, which isn't good journalism still, but if you're doing it, you would set that up with that, right? But for a positive piece, I'm just like, why would that need to be, whoever that writer was, and whatever they do, they're probably blocked on Twitter, because oftentimes that's the case. They just take shot after shot after shot with no proof or anything, just not needed. And I instantly picked up my phone and called the guy that runs the thing. And I said my piece, and just told you guys what I told you, and probably had a few F-bombs in there. But I remember I just said, I go, man, be better. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to anybody. That's not good. You guys wonder why you guys all have a bad reputation reporting BS, and I go, how is that even needed in the piece? Why can't it be? He recalls the backstage and the deal that we did. You guys have everything in there that happened. Everything was factual on that. ran into me at the gym. That was factual. He came up to me, asked me for advice. We talked. I thanked him for everything. Why couldn't it be a positive piece on something between two guys? Instead, but you have to set it up that, like, to try to make, yeah, Ryback's bad. Yeah, Ryback's bad. And then make that the secondary thing. And, but that's the kind of stuff that this is like all media stuff, what they will do. They'll get you with a headline. They'll set the piece up with whatever they're going to put out, the information, and they try to control your thoughts before you even go into what you're reading, so that, like, you'll go into something angry. And it's something, it's not just wrestling. They do it all in all different forms of media and broadcasting and journalism. It's horrible. And that's why I don't like it. I block almost every media thing I see. I don't like them. Because I just think they're, at their core, I think they're bad people that don't, to get into that line of work, I think you got to be a special kind of asshole, quite frankly. So, but it got taken care of. I believe it got cleaned up. And that's that. These are some damn good chips and salsa. A little guacamole salsa. WWE talked just last week about Vince coming back, and now there's rumors of everything. The Saudi Arabia private fund. Just rumors. Disney, Comcast, but they're getting sold. And I told you guys with the trademark, they don't just drop something. It's that is a legit thing. I've said it for years, and it's just a matter of time, and now it's all going to happen. But I would not be shocked why the Saudi Arabia private fund would be very interesting to Vince, beneficial, was if it allows them to go back to being a private company. You got to look at this. He's going to make all this money. And if they work with him and he's still in charge of everything and runs it until, if he gets a deal in place where he's in charge till the day he's unfit to do so, however they deem that, he's going to get paid a salary and making probably more money than he's ever made running the company. And it's not at his risk anymore. Someone else's. So, and he's going to be, his net worth is going to go up, which I told you he cares about greatly, is going to go up significantly. We'll have to wait and see. It could be anyone, but definitely very interesting times with everything going on. And I was just notified on my trademark, there's a couple more pieces that at the latest, and this is at the latest, that I should have the official documentation and everything by no later than June. Hopefully much sooner than that. Things take time, and there's things that got to go happen. I'm hoping within the next 2-3 months, to be honest, but we're gonna for all of you that know, like I stopped doing all my appearances and everything because of the dogs, take care of Sophie, and she's now doing so much better and has been stable for a long time. Within the past year, with everything, and and my mother being back to work, but she'll be able to be off on the weekends moving forward, where I'll be able to do, because I turn down a lot. So I get stuff come in, I just can't be gone. It's like if I can't get in and out where I'm back, and even then I don't like leaving them locked in cages, and just don't like it. And I'm going to have a lot more freedom moving forward with everything, at least appearance-wise. And we'll see. I've got to get this shoulder. And I know it's been a long process, but I'm moving more weight than I've moved in a long time and not getting the grinding because I've got the scar tissue. I've still got a piece of my scapula I got to break and it gets closer every week, and I go see my therapist every week. I'm on the golf ball for hours every day. And it's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. I have an idea. I know what I want to do. I want to wait and see, too, what happens with WWE. But I think by this summer, we're going to have a pretty good idea, if not sooner. And because every day it just gets closer and closer. And like, just so you know, like, I'm training my body and getting myself in the best shape I've ever been in. And getting myself very physically ready, conditioning wise, and the things that I did when I was wrestling. And I feel very good, but just got a little bit left. And this stuff is all, we got to wait for this stuff to kind of wrap up. But it's going to be a very exciting year. I have no doubt in my mind. Just hang tight, stay with me, or don't. I'm just gonna keep on doing my thing, and it always works out. You guys want chip? Tortilla chip? No salsa for you guys, they'll burn your little buttholes. Take it to tortilla chips, Sophie. Yeah. They're the best. I like putting green sauce on food, but not bad. More of a red salsa guy for my chips. Salsa. Something I've yet to do, I always talk about it, but I want to do. I just want to go to a Mexican restaurant with a hot señorita. Should be any ethnicity, actually. And just chip some salsa and alcohol all day. Take an Uber. Just, what are you doing over there? From open to close. Drinks and chip some salsa all day long. At a good place, it has to be good chips and salsa. That's a good time. That's like me in retirement mode. But that's just a one-time thing I want to do. I'm a very simple man. I've got a signing coming up. I'm actually, Darren Young, Fred Rosser's going to be there too. I haven't seen him in forever. Baltimore, February 5th. And I got to post, I'll put more info as we get a little closer. But if you're in the Baltimore area, February 5th, I believe it's a convention down there. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Do a few more. Long video. All right, done. Eat these after. 30 minutes is a long video. Blah, 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 blah. All right, this was Davy's bar, I believe bar and grill downtown here in Vegas. Excuse me. I'm going to say of the three things, the chips and salsa were great. I really enjoy those. I'm going to finish them. I'm going to be a little bitch. They had to drive across down probably 20, 25 minutes from where it was made to delivery. And so it wasn't hot, and it's in the metal tray, so I didn't throw it in the microwave before. So it wasn't like piping hot or anything. It didn't matter. They were really good. That hot dog I thought was absolutely delicious. I'm going to give that hot dog a 9.5. The black bean burger, very good as well. I'll give that a 9.3. The black bean burgers in general, I mean, it's a black bean burger, all vegan though, great. With that, I think it would have been even a little better, hotter, but try not to let that influence the score on anything. And then good chips and salsa. Good, the red sauce is great. It has some kick to it. And the guacamole salsa, I'm a big fan of guacamole salsa. I buy the jars at stores and use them a little bit on my salads and my other foods here and there. So, hey, buddy, great chips and salsa there. I'll give those chips and salsa a 9.6 out of 10. Those were really, really good. So, other than that, guys, yeah, the Davies downtown here in Vegas. Another nice feeding time. I appreciate your time and energy and hanging out. And please check out my Feed Me More Nutrition supplement line, the feedmemore.com merch. Everything we got. We've got the always hungry shirt on here. All this, all sizes, sweaters, all this stuff, tank tops, drinkware. We've got it all, guys, and the best supplement on the planet with no artificial sweeteners and colors. The Big Guy Testosterone Booster Male Performance Formula ran out of stock. Labels are arriving. I'm trying to get that rushed to be in stock within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So please be patient with that. And the Mango Candy Wake Up, I'm waiting. They just got it approved, everything. It's just waiting to be shipped out. So I'm hoping that this week with that. It's there's just sometimes with this stuff, they work with a lot of our people and there's a lot that goes into it. So I thank you though for the love and support, and hopefully just hang in there, and really, really cool things coming. And I can't thank you enough for everything and watching. And please share the channel with a friend if you can. Let's try to keep things going. And the YouTube shorts are starting this upcoming month, and it should be very beneficial, hopefully, to growing the channel if the stuff is seen like it could be potentially. And with all that, and I'm handling the TikTok stuff. My TikTok is starting to be seen a little bit again, but they still have not answered the appeal of why they kicked me off the creator fund, and it's really frustrating. And I'm staying on it, and that's for me to worry about, and not you guys. I'm sure you're all sick as I am of dealing with it. So thank you. Have a good one, guys. Until we feed again, stay hungry. Feed me more.
Hey, Ryback Reeves, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and shell shock those notifications. For the best supplements on the planet with Feed Me More Nutrition and all the latest cool new Ryback merch, visit feedme20.com.